Alright, so I'll kick off with this one. It's called Ambi. I wrote it when I was at college, but the idea is you'll probably see if I do stuff in chronological order how my style progressed. Anyway, I take a look over my shoulder. Now I'm older, realise how I lived in hard times, now I'm bolder. Walks on the wild side, serve me streetwise. Dancing with devils and rebels, all shapes, two sizes, too big, too small. Till death do us all a favour. Love thy ravers and get on with your neighbours. We're true hippies at heart and our arse lazy saviours. Jokers and hopeless pokers. Now focus on what was happening, see what are going down. Another troubled spirit trapped in a concrete ghost town. By day past dealing, brought their play cards, surrealing in our house at night to investigate and invest in my stash. Cause you're the robot when they smell cash. They're power tripping, licking arse and impure badge. And then can't read that bit out on there. So who was I supposed to be, and yo, what was I doing? Living a life of crime, I think we've all been through it. Living on borrowed time, loving lines, look in the mirror. Just how close I came to dying, never thought to consider. Till knocking on my door came a Grim Reaper geezer. Said he wasn't lying, he could make my life easier. All I had to do was run and score a hit from a dealer. Tell the cops I got youth amnesia. I've not read that out for quite a while. So yeah, but that was back in the days of college when I wasn't sure whether I wanted to be a gangster rapper or a spoken word artist. You know what I mean? So obviously I've never really been into the gangster rap thing. That was my take on it. I forget what this one's called, but look into the future, realise it's up to you, sir. Don't be shy, you can't afford to let the world pass you by. Try not to ask too many questions, cause the answers are all lessons you must learn. The world is turning, find out why when you die. Choosing chaos and confusion, Lucifer's cunning illusion, or complete conclusion, meaning the higher force, controlling fate and destiny. Sometimes seeming that it's better to be open, free and easy, or a river running course. Of course you never know for sure which route to take, who's right, which door, who's wrong. This song holds no solutions, mate, only mad problems. My riddles bear no answers. Life ain't fair, you have to take your chances. Make your own rules, just try not to break too many of them. Share responsibility, care for your co-community. Cooperate and soon you'll see a fair system for all. Believe in power to the people. In your hearts help build a steeple. Blend beliefs, but don't deceive or try to take control. Unless it's control of your own soul. And then it goes into a chorus, which I'm not going to sing. It's called Khat Fora. Once upon a leaf, as we defy belief and gravity, I live my life like Loki, and it's also okay, for reasons I could never explain, let alone contain. Even angels break dance with devils in the park, not long after dark, trying to redefine the divine spark, playing with perfect matches. Nobody's perfect cause nobody practices. In fact, it's the essential ascension movement what's creating more room for improvement. Two Reiki attunements, and man, I'm on it, in it, off it. Get around like gossip, preach like a prophet, peace be upon me. From the soul singer of socket to you, through your speakers, an almost postmodern poet, flowing like a pot flower, refreshing like a hot shower, word playing around with John Power. All we need is 1 hour. Perpetual student and potential teacher, feel the feature of a future revolution, re-edutainment for the rich and famous, yo. Now you can blame us and try to tame us, but please don't believe all that you read in other papers. Some might say, oh no, not another lazy saviour, jobless is more in the moment than my opponent, who by the way was only joking. And my neighbours don't complain about my noise anymore, because they ain't got any. It's the philosopher, it's the philosopher, still smoking rollies, talking dope and talking deep shit. If it's yours, you can keep it. Yet if you love it, release it. Getting open to receive. We only perceive what we believe. Indeed is a seed in need of nature, and a culture without philosophy is just a fashion, as passion manifests itself in synthesis, with information, like limitless light. Tighter than a Zionist with the mind of a scientist, and my mic is mightier than the sword or your penis. From Mars in love with Venus and dub music, that I don't write half of this stuff, it just comes to me. That's Freudian, isn't it? From Mars in love with Venus and dub music, the wise fool from Pendle Hill, bringing the mental skills, overstanding, hanging from a tree by my feet, under the full moon, throwing stones at the stars, and passing police cars, safely locked away behind these bars of sparse, minimalistic, master subliminal, criminal mind-body massages, and oh me, oh my, hyper-realist collages. Call me the mother in magician, 'cause I be that father of all mirages in a missionary position. Mental contact and contract cleaner to boot, like a computer, giving you the sweetest taboo, like Sade, a son of the soil, like Roots Maneuver, a most modest godhead. For she lives and forgives in the forest. I visit her spirit for lyrics, let's be honest, 'cause I was on a promise. Then I forgot what it was. Hydroponic chronic helps and hinders the homegrown sonic process. Post-precision decision maker, promoting photo focus like Paul Shealy, really revealing inner visions like Stevie Wonder Man. Just nod your head if you can understand half the story. So far from the bond, but still beyond songs and stories. And surely, if all experience is an arch, then reality is self-referral. Centripetal, centrifugal, neutral. Doodles are doddle. Puddles are paddling, rage I'm cattling, cages I'm rattling, and it took us bleeping ages. Please turn the page, over and out. But what was it really all about? Khat Fora, against the Gansfield I can sense your aura, into flora, outer space, stellarite in stereo. Yo. And this one was an old reggae song as well. So. We are the rebel lions, all my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end, 'cause we have our rights to defend, from wheels of steel to feeling, become again. We love to live life, funk, food, fashion. Fear not the feathers tickle, socket taken for a track run. Come running as the fun and games begin. The battle for the best of the Burnley bands has begun. Son, sing a song with a sixth sense of humour. You and your crew, everybody do the Buddha thing. Listen to the break beats we bring. Spring has sprung, we're singing a song what young at home can sing along to. 'Cause once you know where you're coming from, it can be done, but will be done. And you've got to be the one, knowing where you are flowing to. Telling truth for the youth, for telling you off with this number. When yours is called, rise from your sleep and slumber. Wondering, why do they want to drag us under? Why do we die? Why can't we fly? Have we forgotten how to see clearly? Past the misconcepts of reality, past the now and then and presently. We run the race so fast that we be living in the future. Behold, a goal, governmental city, with all the trimmings, fit women and technology, though in the cold, nobody's told. Help is needed for the better off dead, no way out society, bleeding, while in sold city they're feasting, needing highs to help forget that stinking feeling. It's real, and it happen each and every day and night. Street fights, and guys with knives, what don't say, very polite, word on the street, wise ways are learnt to keep your life safe. Running away from the rule makers, piss takers. Addendum to that last bit. Where did we get to? Our right to live and love life is what it is. We live to dance, love to sing, be happy, laugh and take the piss out of anybody who claims to be elite, haha. Nobody's perfect and you're nobody next to what. Never forget how close you get when you're far out, man. Socket records, rocket, profit from the black market, and you gotta join the band, help where you can, underground, planning a better, brighter future, hand in hand, and armed with sound, as I would say, palms and psalms, smiling hard times suits you, but beware, Babylon tell lies. The revolution has already been televised, yet yo, whatever happen in the ghetto, and what is to be will be. Babies cry as soldiers die, defending their false allies, and even well-hard cops can't stop the rebel champions like we. Yes, I, coming through as we sock it to you, say we, down with your posse if you're down with our school, Illuminati party, playing live vibes, we shine like a lion in Zion with the roots, rhythm and rhyme, wine, women and song through your speaker. This is called Cat People. Wakey, wakey, matey, rise and shine. Coming from the cold, cause wars are for soldiers. And besides, battling with me, Bit like headbutting a bulldozer, I told you. You better maintain composure, cause there's always gonna be a bigger fight. And you can run, but you can never hide. Cause when it comes to living your life, this time it just might be do or die. So, are you ready? Cause only you can decide. Yo. Whether you're uber shy or a super fly kinda guy or girl, a friendly stranger, neighbour or raver, ride the tidal wave. Be brave enough to save yourself, cause if all else fails and you can't help save the world, take my advice like it's diamonds and pearls, and you're an irate pirate radio station. Playing your position like it's been a waiting game, just hoping, wishing and praying that all this anticipation isn't in vain. Cause when the rainy day that on a mission this way comes to wash away the pain, as they say, and prophesy as I hijack a cliche, paraphrase a metaphor and press record, perfectly preserving my perverse thoughts forevermore, till all rights to serve have been reserved and all curses reversed back to blessings in disguise, like angels at first glance despised. And when asked why, in rhyme came the reply, cause it looked like they had devil's eyes. Nowadays I don't advocate telling lies, but so many messengers have died just trying to survive that happen. I reckon it has to be better to thrive by taking dives, backdating your claim to make it look like you fake your own suicide. Anyway, rise up my cats, but wise up my people, because this evening is the season to be for a cause, and I'd have thought that the reason was obvious. And of course this all for one manifesto won't work unless we work it once and for all. Though I know not everybody's perfect sense of direction is set on ascension. Seekers, truthers, heathen, freemen even, reminds me of a scene in the avant-garden of Eden, where the danger of evil that used to lurk beneath the surface is now branching out in broad day in search of common purpose. And even though Eve, the dictees, nearly realised and released the beast, Adam would much rather just observe and perceive, living on in relatively undisturbed bliss and peace, than risk being born again and again in breach. And so it is, as in it came to pass, I suppose, that the original sin of the father was in treating them both like chess pieces, yo. This ain't my thesis, though. Neither was it either my intention to preach or even try to play the teacher role, keeping you all waiting late in detention, or better yet, pretentious director holding your disbelieving souls in willing suspension. Nah, listen, I'm the smaller to the lager as real ale is to the whole. And barcodes are better than silver, but not gold, bitch. You can kiss my arse. I said the goldfish is a grass, cause the cat in the hat was only having a laugh. What's up with that? Party people hear me roar to the core like never before. I'm just letting you know, whether you take any notice of me though, as we go from R to Ra, getting agitated to giving Jah thanks and praises, awkward to all good in the whole blood bruv. But if you ain't raising your vibration, then basically guff, you're caught in free fall and caught in having your mission aborted. That's all, kids. The time is now, whenever I'm about, and since I got my watch fixed, cause it was only right twice a day, and suffice to say I'd always be late to meet my soulmates, so now I'm ready to ride that tidal wave whenever it arrives. And if it happens, I'm coming prepared, with a spare thought, however fleeting, for the bleating and twice beaten, chosen mass misleading, running scared and looking defeated, bleeding and in need of feeding, heathen following heathen, not just non-believers, but because of recent acts of treason that have been passed for a reason, and the planted by the rivers of water tree that will bringeth forth its forbidden fruit in due season. I'm a suicidal messenger on a mission, with nothing in particular to say about politics, climate change or fair trade for that matter. Not cause I'm anti, I'm actually pro-mind. Call me Uncle Datta. I used to box and think inside the ring and still wing it. Every year the second hardest of that school would try to bring it, but getting the better never came, cause it was always second nature to me. And so it was, I scrapped my way through education till eventually I got self-taught by a fraudulent man-child, exposed when the audience and those few of you at home applauded with one hand, Zen style. A mental patient, if ever I saw one, walking down our road, you better bet I'd recognise and even empathise with the easily identified in disguise by the heavy breathing, ascension seeking, treble spiral tribe. Now lift the gift and let's all rise. Just not sit back down comfortably dumb when the judge cries. Thank you. The following is a rant, just random thoughts I'm on with at the moment. It's not a finished poem, just a current consciousness flow. I do apologise though, but it's a follow-up calling with no place else to go. All the best till next time, bro. Whilst revolution is a term that implies a cyclic returning, pretending to be something all new, I prefer rebellion because it infers applied learning and seems to have a place for every co-creator in the soul group I feel like I belong to. The first confesses in motion, although often via commotion and aggression, the latter would suggest a better destiny, as a journey ahead of the once unreachable destination we've since come and started to call home, as this is where our collective heart is, and the garden path that post-quest leads and begins again pre-question. Only one is non-linear in direction, the other is the next truly logical successive step of progression, whether referred to as automatic, autonomous adoption, or animorphous amour, Paul amour, or natural evolution, it most certainly is by no means a random selection. So, whether artist, artiste, or autist, just passing hedonist or semi-proactive audience, if intention is in earnest, honest, and harmless, invention of means to an end is presented and awarded. NB, please note though, that only for edutainment and service purposes will pretension be given the same attention benefits, providing ascension seeking is addressed and credited, as a body being left in deficit is considered unlawful by all the great minds to have ever entered it, respectfully. Contributing to said movement, becoming a living legendary entity with equal rights in all relevant realities, with its very own rite of passage for all those similar-minded souls and potential families wishing to be known as non-casualities or non-causalities, and anti-casual fantasy-prone fatalities, and keep asleep for fear fanatics. Rebellion as a creative adage, whilst promising to pay the last group in bare damages, as an actual matter of fact and point of lawful interest, suspects most current authors of such conditionally limiting text to be, in all honesty, a large majority of readers, whom, if truth be revealed as real, are like daydreamers within themselves, undercover achievers and believers, the same as each of us. Unlimited ascension as uninhibited expression is hitherto uninhabited. Godspeed, great luck and love magic to you and yours. Faithfully, gracefully, gratefully. And so it came to us just passing by, that the fictitious lie was given a double bill with a couple of pills and filled full of life. Love under will, caught in fucking overkill, only to be filed under colour of right. That often rhymes with wrong when we're writing hit songs, but incidentally just doesn't sound right, does it? By the way I write this passage is inspired by the righteous, non-violent types, the like for like-minded, on the side of the fence that doesn't fight back to front, for surely fire with fire is only fanning the flames. Better at playing the infinite game of Gaia than just abiding by a timeline, till the elite there say it's okay for the spiral tribes to breathe vital signs and a collective sigh of relief again. But having been previously denied access, we bit our lip until it bled, bleeding blood red as brick with an ascension deficit. My trustees are to trust as beneficiaries should be to benefit, but listen to the long in the tooth, sayer of truth, tell it like it is. Praise the Lord for the youth of today, still waiting for the whole neighbourhood to wake up and rise to vote. Circa 1984, of course you've heard that name before, ever mind when the audience decides to applaud. Anyway, your law is man-made and therefore no more than an image of the pure. As sure as I is you and you are my witness. There's an ego being reborn again in every village, taking notes and letting those few chosen minutes grow to meet the minds of their maker, like designer flower in the finest hour, magic language mixed with soul power, baby. Look, their bellies are full, but still they must devour. That was then though, and this is now, the how dimension. Time and society get a mention much later. So why is it was written for the wise with eyes to see and ears deaf to the fear of death imminent as ever? Are we coming together? Because nothing is forever and nothing is temporary. One day may we fly like birds of a delicate feather, desperately hoping to leave the blind behind enemy lines, conveniently, completely forgetting we're always open to receive the buried treasure that once upon a leaf even defy belief in gravity, only to resurface and outreach like a tree, nurtured and learnt, not tortured, to teach the parody and tragedy of romancing that philosopher's stone or shiny pebble, which is already known well in advance by the rebels, with the cause accomplished and a tendency to return to the source of all force and form, finding heavenly melodies that accomplish the remedies broken up in their dances and recorded in folklore, whether spoken or pathways, it's called. From beyond, back home, we belong and long to boldly go. Whoa, guided through mind where time bears no hold, where inner actions achieve way outer goals. It's kind of like half singing, half talking, aren't I? It's like, I daren't sing, that's what it is. Guided through mind where time bears no hold, where inner actions achieve way outer goals. From sleepwalking via slowly awaken, we realize, responding with re-education, realigning macro traits with micro seeds. Your latter shoots the former roots, respect, then karma of a cosmos calls to collect. JD, ETA, 2012 AD, JC, OTL, to return next century. And you reckon prophecies beckon us all to fulfill. Still, full-on souls follow their own pathways, as we have and always will. Chill. Graduate 360 degrees. Remain still. Say what you see. Know how you feel. This is real now. Accelerate. Great speed. Grey tube. Go through. All anti-truth syncs along with your 3D point of view. And who you are is as far as it goes. Till the next time. Nobody, 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 nobody knows. This one's called Soul Pirates. Soul Pirates. Yeah, they're rabbi. They stole my lyrics and sold them for flesh. And I bet you thought that that was all that I had left for inspiration. Stranger, please. In the beginning there was imagination. Word to the birds, bees, herbs, trees and their seeds as we go. From beyond, back home, we belong and long to boldly. Guided and bided, still undecided. Why not hide it, only get binded by an highly scientific business plan. Till I'm between the lines like a boulder burn. As I get older, learn how to bounce off and balance on both. Shoulders of giants and the baseline. Where the mind wills, the windmills your waistline. Time waster, taking you by the hand to the heartlands, where the answer is the quest we're on. Be boys and be girls, welcome to a brave new, wait for it, don't drink their water. Home is where this half-pissed, autistic artist's intention to mention memory and muscle. And cause you can forget the hustle, cause what's in a game? We must maintain photo focus. As above falls, so below grows. Singing isn't like brilliant, yo. Coming from the cold cause wars are for soldiers. And barcodes are better than silver and gold. Shh, half that story's about to be told. Just born of all forgotten in this survival of the latest. And you don't know what you've got till it's gone. So face it, embrace it, be patient, don't waste it. If Godhead and his fleeting matrix of spaceships is dead, then thought is the all new fast food. They're missing links or pulling our chain. What makes you think tanks are to blame? Say my last name. Not yet, but guess what comes next? Knowledge of self is like life before death, so behold your breath and awake. 'cause these are the breaks. And 'cause we gathered here tonight to discuss the digital analog between technology and brain tissue, or just a dance, enhancing trance like kingdoms, man, and coming together like chance. For a change, we have to utilize history. People are strange, human is a mystery. May Godness bless you and test you and let it be absolutely suited as this pursuit of truth tree is uprooted. Ladies and agents, tonight I'll kneel fight for our rights like this passage. Hip-hop you love for the masses, and both sides of the working class divide. Seek and you will find 2/3 of your eyes are probably blindfolded by now, by about 1/1000th of available reality. Potential pretentious perceptions, fallacies and fantasies. Personal interpretations of a most controversial, multiversal, synergized combinations, synchronistic conversations and whatnot. It's all just what I call holistic hip-hop, and so I put my trust in this God. Focus like Woody, study like Mr. Fix, and I feel it in the one drop like Bob, and we still find time to uprock, body popping, dreads nodding, heads bobbing, hands in the air waving, singing we are raving, river flowing, cattle grazing, it's amazing, painting pretty perfect and often paraphrased, picture like scriptures on transparent canvas. From planting seeds in need of nurture and nature to waxing words on paper and casting symbolically correct, simply complex spells. Check the subtext to reveal how I really feel. Whether it sells or not, we keep it hot like a plate with my breakbeat prose. Actually, I don't even presuppose to know which way the flow will ever go with it. The supernatural rhythm kid that holds no bars, rides in no more stolen cars, or tries too hard to impress that one goddess who's telling us it's never too late to do whatever it takes to make a change and get away without pain. You know what I'm saying? Cheers. Ripples or a frozen lake. When the last thread of truth is interwoven with lies, when the act one, scene one betrays your eyes, when the smell of death and piss is hidden from wealth, when the consumer in you lost the receipt for health, when the next best upgrade is upgraded by another, when the public frown on a breastfeeding mother, when the hungry man is catered by the bullet, when the powers find a poison, then all vote to sell it. When the field of victory is painted red with your brothers, when the heart is sodden from tear-ridden mothers, will you realize you never questioned a thing? When you go out of your way to help someone else, when you realize it's others as well as the self, when you realize a smile is as rich as a wage, when you realize a day is just another page, when you realize you're the builder of unknown paths, when you realize you were never short on laughs, when you realize the sun rises for you, when you realize your children do as you do, when you breathed your first and rose from the crawl, when you breathe your last and look back at it all, will you be the one who caused the ripples or the one who froze the lake? Frankie's Return. I don't know if that's Frankie Fontaine, but anyway. Cities fall, mountains crumble, stars will die, dictators tumble, rivers find a new direction, hypocrites pray to a contradiction, black holes grow, mobs assemble, governments kill, nature trembles, top guns feel the need for speed, new gods born in the hour of need, countries fall, graces crumble, old gods die, religion stumbles, media warns of a leaked reactor, people laugh at the mad inventor, planets turn, war distracts, lovers dance, destroyed the facts, Big Brother smiles and says, I gotcha, aliens watch the Earth's soap opera. Playing in the back room. Billy's in the back room playing on his Xbox. Carol's in the bedroom crying over Snapchat. Susanna's in the bathtub fishing for likes. Steve's running bills up buying extra lives. Bobby's on the laptop downloading porn. Alan's on the Ladbrokes checking out the form. Janet's eating dinner with under-table Facebook. Johnny's beating off over someone else's photos. Brittany's watching fails for the past 3 hours. Baz shares theories about the falling towers. Jimmy's posting poetry, thinks he's Allan Poe. Joanne's typing madly, outside there is snow. Andrew accidentally released a brand new sex vid. Carmen's suicidal because her parents watched it. Sheila sees her crying and asks her what's up. Brian's grooming young girls in a little honey trap. Gail's getting richer, hacking people's bank accounts. Craig can't tell his partner that their bank account's wiped out. Donna's going mental because she's lost her phone. Dave's had enough. He's reading it at home. Sam doesn't know what's coming. He's Dave's best friend. Leslie's known for ages, hoping for it to end. Chloe's horny naked, wearing only Billy's socks. But Billy's in the back room playing on his Xbox. The rich don't riot. Tension mounting, logic drowning, bullshit spouting, the undercurrent strong. Parties parting, ending starting, fighters sparring, confused of right and wrong. The truth, don't buy it, for it will not set you free. The lies, stand by it, ignorance for all to see. Streets burning, bricks hurling, innocents falling in unknown fits of rage. Children crying, both sides lying, the truth is dying, the victor writes history's page. The truth, don't buy it, for it will not set you free. The lies, stand by it, ignorance for all to see. The rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, they banquet behind locked doors. The rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, they have all they need and more. The rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, they just start a brand new war. The rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, the rich don't riot, they just train and arm the poor. Home sweet home. So here it is. Single mums are queuing up, weekend dads are skinning up, go cold turkey then throw up, mug an old lady then shoot up, needles and foil thrown on the floor, hunched up shoulders trying to score, boarded up windows, kicked in doors, dog shit littered all over the floor, underage kids that aren't so sweet, loud and pissed on the corner street, abusive to everyone they meet, 24/7 week after week, old folks don't go out at night, different gangs meet up and fight, kick slash stamp pudge gouge and buy, the future isn't looking bright. You got no conscience, you'll go far, burgled house and a burnt out car, smacked over the head with an iron bar, your badge of honour is a facial scar. Wannabe gangsters on their phones, threatening to break someone's bones. Some call this a no-go zone. You call this home sweet home. Cultivate an intelligent heart and a loving brain. Forgive and let live, but never just expect others to do the same. That is, until you truly accept and start to be the change. This one's called Orbs of Light, and it's actually an acrostic poem, which means if you take the first letter of every line going downwards, it's got a little hidden message. That's how it starts anyway. But orbs of light, real and imagined imagery, bursts of tiny dynamite, snowflakes revealed digitally, of a higher definition, fairy-like fibres of light escape from the prism to dance naked right before our very eyes, yet just beyond our field of vision. Limitless, infinite, gifts of mystery or matter over mind, with messages received by the soul of the soliloquy kind, heaven-centered as it is in earth, to the 5 dimensions being rebirthed. Thank you. So I emerge with a sense of urgency, reborn again to entertain centre stage and rebel against the system subversively. You heard of me, the urban dervish wordsmith, working on reversing the curses with cursive verses. Personally, I prefer the multiversal terminology, because phenomenologically I get it. Mystic misfit with a criminal mind and subliminal message, spitting cryptic feathers in the age of Aquarius and austerity measures, showing auspicious signs of zeitgeist-like timing, in a time when pockets of renaissance recite my rhyming. And whether or not you dance to remember or forget, all things are numbers, and knowledge of self is like life before death. So behold your breath and awake, because these are the breaks. And cause I've just forgotten that bit and gone into Soul Pirates from before. Anyway, thank you, good night, you've been fantastic.